Okay, so in Super Mario Odyssey there are 52 enemies or things that you can capture, and in this video I'm going to be ranking every single one of these captures. Let's begin. In 52nd place we have the cactus. It is cool that you can be a cactus, but when it comes to actual gameplay, being a cactus is not that fun. Coming in at second last place we have the tree. When I was first playing through Mario Odyssey, I found it quite funny that you could become a tree, but it's just a tree. Right behind its cousins, the boulder comes in at 50th place. It would be cool if you could actually do something as the boulder, but sadly all you can do as the boulder is slightly move. In the Metro Kingdom, you can be a manhole, which is freaking awesome, but all you can do is move from side to side, which sucks. Also in the Metro Kingdom, you can become a taxi, but for some reason you can't actually drive the taxi around. You're telling me I can maneuver a tank, but not a taxi? The zipper unlocks a few moons, which is nice, and it's creative that Nintendo locked these moons behind a zipper of all things. At 46th on the list, we've got the binoculars. I like the binoculars as they let you take a good look at Mario Odyssey's beautiful environments, but after I used the binoculars once in each kingdom, I never really went back to them. Nintendo decided to put a rocket in Mario Odyssey, which was a brilliant idea, but for some reason you don't really get to control the rocket at all. Why Nintendo? Why include a rocket if all you can do with that rocket is click A to move? The Spark Pylon takes number 44 on the list. I like that you went to the title card and the credits on the Spark Pylon, and traveling on them in the Sand Kingdom was good fun. At 43rd and 42nd on the list, we've got the Goomba and Mario Picture Match parts. These Picture Match challenges were funny at first, but failing them over and over and over again made me want to place these two captures much higher on the list. The Metro Kingdom puzzle part and the regular puzzle part come in at 41st and 40th place. These puzzle parts are big blocks, and these big blocks make for some fun challenges. In the Metro Kingdom, you can capture a pole, a literal pole, and send yourself flying with this pole, and I love doing this so much. The Volbanon, or the Luncheon Kingdom people, are exactly like the pole, but they're a fork, if that makes sense. So that makes the Volbanon people better than the pole. At 37th, we have the first actual enemy, with that being the Poison Piranha Plant. Being able to actually be a Piranha Plant was damn cool at first, but all you could do was shoot, and there really isn't anything to shoot at, as the Poison Piranha Plant's only enemy is Mario, and Mario is in the Poison Piranha Plant. The Fire Piranha Plant is basically the exact same as the Poison Piranha Plant, but it shoots fire, and fire is cooler, or warmer, than poison. When making this video, I completely forgot about the Jizzo, but it does exist, and through using the Jizzo you can unlock a few moons in some fun and unique ways. The Taifu is this huge thing in the Snow Kingdom, and I don't know why, but I just don't like it. I genuinely don't know why it annoys me, but it just does. While I do love the Cheep Cheeps in Mario Odyssey, they kind of suck in the Snow Kingdom, as there is barely any water, so there isn't much room to actually swim. Capturing and running around as a Goomba works exactly as you'd expect. It's not insanely fun, but being able to make huge stacks of Goombas makes up for it. In the Moon Kingdom, you can actually capture a Bowser statue, and come on, it's a statue of Bowser, what's not to love? Lakitu is such a cool character. He throws spinies and starts the races in Mario Kart, and in Odyssey, he fishes. Why not let us capture him and fly around? Who plays Mario Odyssey to fish? But at the end of the day, it's a Lakitu, and I love this guy. The coin coffer does exactly what its name says. It coughs up coins. Now this is a good thing, as coins in Mario Odyssey can get you some really cool looking outfits, but once the coin coffer coughs up all of his coins, he's a bit boring to play as. The Chain Chomp is the first returning Mario enemy that you actually get to capture in Mario Odyssey, and well, the Chain Chomp behaves exactly as you'd expect him to behave. You can break rocks with the Chain Chomp, and that's about it. I like the Big Chain Chomp for the exact same reasons that I like the regular Chain Chomp, but the Big Chain Chomp is better because it's bigger. Brood's Chain Chomp, or the Golden Chain Chomp, is the best of the 3 Chain Chomps, as it is golden. Plus, you get to use it in the game's second boss fight. The Hammer Bros appear in a fair few kingdoms, and controlling them is quite fun, as shaking your controller really fast makes the Hammer Bro you've captured jump around like crazy and throw his hammers really fast. The Fire Bro acts exactly the same as its hammer throwing brother, but it throws fire so it's better. 23rd on the list is the Parabones. Capturing Parabones on the Moon Kingdom lets you fly really fast, but sadly you can't actually fly up, you just fly straight. Also, the Parabones is barely featured in the game. The Paragoomba is like the Goomba, but it can fly, and flying around as a Paragoomba in the Cap Kingdom is good fun. In the Metro Kingdom, you can be a letter, a literal letter, which is just so random and I love it. The Moais make for some very unique and fun challenges in Mario Odyssey, awarding them the 20th place on the list. They also have some pretty cool sunglasses. I always loved the bullet bills in the 2D Mario games. I don't know why, but I did. And so when it came to the Sand Kingdom and you could capture and fly around as a bullet bill, I was so happy and loved it so much. And 4 years later, I still love capturing the bullet bills and just flying around aimlessly. The Banzai Bill is basically the same as the Bullet Bill, but it's freaking huge, which makes it better. Charge and Chuck was one of my favorite enemies in Super Mario 3D World. And well, he was barely featured in Super Mario Odyssey, and I don't know why, as Nintendo could have done so much with Charge and Chuck, but oh well. The Tropical Wriggler is a very unique creature that sadly never made it out of the Lost Kingdom. And even in the Lost Kingdom, it wasn't really utilized to its full potential. I mean, there were like 3 moons that required you to use it, but after you got those moons, you could completely ignore the Tropical Wriggler. The big hand you control in the Sand Kingdom's boss fight, officially known as Knuckle-Attack's Fist, is a big hand that you can capture and you're meant to smack that hand into this Sphinx. And like all of the boss fights in Odyssey, this boss fight is really fun, and so that's why Knuckle-Attack's Fist takes the 15th spot on the list. The uproot is one of my favorite things about the Wooded Kingdom. These little seed guys can grow really tall and make for some very unique platforming sections. Because there just wasn't enough to do in the Metro Kingdom, you can also capture a human and drive a remote-controlled car. And even though the remote-controlled car controls horribly, it's crazy that you can drive a remote-controlled car in a Mario game. Capturing a Gushin in the Seaside Kingdom and aimlessly flying across the water will never get old. And well, that's all you can really do with the Gushins, but I still love them. Swimming around in the huge open area in the Luncheon Kingdom as a lava bubble and shooting from cannon to cannon and jumping in boiling pots is incredible. And there's also a neat little section that features the lava bubble in the darker side. Number 10 on the list is the Pokio. This little bird is responsible for some incredible platforming sections in Bowser's Kingdom, and I just wish we got to see more of the Pokio throughout Mario Odyssey. I hate water levels in all Mario games, but the Cheep Cheeps make exploring the Lake and Seaside Kingdoms so much fun, and I'd even go as far as to say that the Cheep Cheeps completely make the Lake and Seaside Kingdom good. I don't know who it was at Nintendo that thought of adding a tank to Mario Odyssey, but I want to shake their hand, as the tanks are a hilarious addition to the game. And honestly, the tanks didn't need to be included in Mario Odyssey, but they are, and I hope we see more of them in future Mario games. The Shiverian Racers, or the Round Snow People, are the guys that race in the Snow Kingdom, and I freaking love doing these races, and so the Shiverian Racers take the 7th spot on the list. The T-Rex is one of the very first things we ever saw of Mario Odyssey, and yes, it is really cool to run through everything as an invincible dinosaur, but Nintendo could have done so much more with this guy, but at the end of the day, it's still a dinosaur in a Mario game. The Frog does an excellent job at introducing the whole capture mechanic, and throughout the game there are quite a few fun platforming sections that revolve around the Frog. The Glydon is by far my favorite new creature introduced in Mario Odyssey. Whether it's gliding off the top of the Wooded Kingdom or the Lost Kingdom, just gliding around from a really high point as Glydon and taking in the scenery is amazing, and I really hope we see Glydon return in future Mario games. The final moments of Odyssey where you're playing as Bowser and the Moon Kingdom is falling apart and the music is blaring is so thrilling. And I wish that we got to play as Bowser for just a little bit longer, but it was so fun to play as him anyways. Yoshi has been my favorite Nintendo character ever since I was just a little baby boy. And so when 11-year-old me finished Mario Odyssey and stumbled across Yoshi on top of Peach's castle, I was in complete shock. And funnily enough, I actually made a video about how you could capture Yoshi, as I thought I discovered some insane secret that no one knew about, and I wanted other people to be able to play as Yoshi as well. So if you want to go watch that video, you can. It's somewhere on my channel. At the number 1 spot on the list, we've got the meat. In the Luncheon Kingdom, you can capture a huge slab of meat, and when you're actually playing as the meat, it's the ultimate 3D Mario experience. It's the peak of 3D platforming. I'd say it's the peak of video games. It's just amazing. And with all that said, it's just about the end of the video. Let me know in the comments who your favorite capture in Mario Odyssey is so that we can argue about it. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel for more Nintendo content, and thank you for watching.